Okay guys, I thought I would introduce you to GST sections 1 to 174. See, 174 different sections and its titles. It would be just impossible for an average person to remember precisely. But then there are some guys with photographic memories who would be able to remember this as if they have snapped a photograph of these sections. But then please note that kind of memory is not exactly what is required for a good GST practitioner or someone who is doing a job based on GST. What is required is the application of these sections, not just mugging up, by hearting, or rote learning these sections. You must be able to understand its implications and insinuations so that you can help the client get the best out of GST. Okay, let's take a look at the sections, slides. Okay, so what I have done is I have taken out the most important sections and listed them separately. What are the most important sections? I'll start with section 8, which talks about composite supply. Means more than one product in a package. A product, its accessories, multiple products. All these are covered under section 8. Section 10 is about composition taxpayers. We have discussed that before. Section 11, exemption. Charitable organizations, international organizations, embassies, etc. Section 16 covers input tax credit, ITC. Section 34, credit and debit notes, we have discussed at length. Section 39 is all about returns, return filing dates and things like that. Section 42 is about reversal of ITC due to reasons like non-supply, non-payment, fake invoice, etc. And section 43 is about revalidation after reversal. For example, if the payment is delayed beyond a certain 6 months, the ITC is reversed, but the moment the payment is made, it is revalidated. So section 43 is about revalidation of ITC. Section 48 covers GST practitioners, their registration process and cancellation of registration, etc. Section 50 covers delay in supply and areas like that. Section 51 is all about TDS, tax deduction at source. Section 52 is all about TCS, tax collection at source. Section 66 is about special audit by a chartered accountant as and when required. Section 141 covers job works and its GST implications. Section 147 is about deemed exports, which are actually supplies to special economic zones and things like that. Section 155 covers the burden of proof. In other words, who is to provide proof about GST, filing, delays, penalties, etc. The burden of proof rests with whom? Is it with the GST officers or is it with the registered entity? Okay. Section 167 is about delegation of powers and section 171 is about anti-profiteering. In the next slide, we will be discussing some group categories of sections so that we will be able to understand the less important sections in groups, in clusters. Move on to the next section, that is clusters. See, sections 1 to 6, the opening sections, are all about title, the officers who are concerned with GST. 11 to 15 actually defines supply. 16 to 21 discusses ITC, okay, eligibility, cancellation, revalidation, etc. 22 to 30 covers GST registration process. 31 to 33 covers actually invoice. What are the requirements of a GST invoice? Okay. 43 to 46 covers GST returns. 54 to 56 refunds of ITC. 67 to 99 powers of various officers. 100 to 121 appeal and appellate authorities like GST tribunals and appellate authority. Okay. 122 to 138, penalties for various offences under GST. So guys, in any examination, what you need to know is the approximate, the rough area or the segment to which that particular content belongs. For example, title and various officers should be in the beginning. So they are all covered under section 1 to 6. Obviously the penalty should be towards the end. So they are covered under section 122 to section 138. So I have given you a broad categorization, classification, with which you should be able to tackle even the GST practitioners test. Because if a section is somewhere around, say, 125, obviously it concerns penalty. If a section is somewhere around 5, obviously it concerns title and the officers, the basic sections, okay? So if you have a rough idea, you will be able to tackle these exams. And please note, it's humanly impossible to recall 1 to 174, each content of each section. It is just impossible. So this is the best way out. Check it out. Thank you very much.